this subject and speak to the Dean and Director of Academic Affairs at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso, on this recent development in Bawku. Dr. Danso, individuals familiar with this long-standing Bawku conflict believe that recent incidents such as the shootings in Aswasi, Nalerugu Senior High School and Bawku SHS may be directly linked to this very conflict. In your view, is there sufficient evidence to draw such a connection?
Let me, first of all, thank you for having me. Let me correct an impression. No longer the Dean and Director of Academic Affairs of the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College.
Okay, sir.
I think your media houses have published already that I'm retired and no longer the Dean. So don't refer to me as the Dean anymore.
All right.
Right. Yeah, now to your question. Of course, when conflict is not properly resolved or properly managed, it creates its own levers and generates its own links. So there is the possibility that most of these murders are linked. But then I particularly don't have any evidence. In the Dagon crisis, we have evidence about the shootings in Accra, the timber market, and et cetera, et cetera. You saw the two gates engaging themselves in those areas. And in such conflict as we are having in Bawku, there is the possibility that Usasis and Mampusis elsewhere would engage themselves and might seem not unrelated, but may be unrelated. There is that possibility that they are related, but I don't have any evidence. I think the best evidence will come from the police, where it may be established that some innocuous situation led to a Mampusi shooting a Kusasi or the vice versa. So I don't have that evidence. And even though they may be related, I can't be emphatic.
Okay. But if it is established that they are related, what do you think would be the factors driving this expansion into other areas?
Oh, conflict metamorphoses into several other things. It may start from somewhere, but then it escalates because it has not been resolved. And this is an ethnic conflict. So Mampusis in Accra will never like Kusasis in Accra.
Okay.
Unless there is evidence that they are jaw-jawing because they may be elite. So I won't be surprised if they are closely related because it has just traveled a certain distance.
All right, so I mean, over the years, the state's response has been to increase security and curfews and all of these things. But do you think that this strategy has lost its effectiveness because it doesn't seem to have worked?
It is good that we have some forward presence, at least to calm situations over there and make people be afraid of wanting to vent out and come out to fight the other. But that's not enough. Suppression of conflict is not enough. It's just a stopgap military presence. We had Operation Gong Gong since 1980 something, 9 or so, or 92. And still the problems over there in the Operation Gong Gong are still there. So military presence, police presence in their numbers would not solve the problem. There are several pillars propping up the conflict. It could be the history which has not been properly related, and we are adding on and twisting history. It may be the media, the way we handle it. It may be the people themselves, intra-community miscommunication. It could be politics. In the Bawku case, politics is one of the greatest beams supporting the conflict. So until you remove these props one by one for the conflict triangle to fall, you have done nothing. So using the military often is only a stopgap.
Okay. Now, we know the Asante Hene is also leading the mediation efforts. Some people have welcomed the Asante Hene leading this effort, but do you suggest that there could be other means of solving this, any alternative means that we can also deploy to resolve this matter?
Multiple angular resolution to a conflict like the one we are having today is not advisable.
Okay.
Because you need to do conflict analysis and enter the conflict at the appropriate time and appropriate position. If the Asante has started something and another process takes place without reference to the Asanteheni's modus operandi, we're going to muddy up the waters and even exacerbate the conflict. So I believe what the Asantehene has started, we must understand him, help him where it's possible. Other than that, any other process can bring about the conflict will that rather blow out. Because even in negotiation, how to enter, who to talk to, and when to talk is very important.
Okay.
If a Santini is doing something and another person you call, say, Ibn Chambers, who is so popular and very good diplomat, to start from somewhere, he may go and start talking to the Kusasis, the Mampusis will start a bigger problem because they wouldn't understand Chambers. You know, that's the typical example of when conflict is on and you want to enter, you got to be very careful the steps you take, when and how.
All right. I'm grateful to you, Sam. Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso is a former Dean and Director of Academic Affairs at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College. He's also an international relations expert. So let's